Manchester United. I mean, it's one of the biggest sporting institutions on the entire planet. But right now, that institution is engulfed in a full-blown crisis. You've got the manager, the players, the very soul of the team. It's all under the microscope. So let's dive into this and really try to unpack what on earth is going on at Old Trafford. You know, sometimes there's just no other word for it. Humiliation. The latest chapter in this whole saga isn't just a loss. It's a deep, historic embarrassment that has sent absolute shockwaves through the fan base. It's a moment that has everyone asking one simple question. How did it come to this?
And this comment from a fan on Reddit, it just perfectly captures the feeling. See, this isn't just about losing a cup game. It's about the way they lost. We're talking about Grimsby Town, a team from the 4th tier of English football. They didn't just sneak a win, they repeatedly sliced through one of the most expensive squads ever assembled.
And this crisis isn't just a one-off cup disaster. Nope. Over in the Premier League, they're all the way down in 15th place. We're just a few games into the new season, and they're already in the bottom half of the table. For a club of this size, it's almost unthinkable. So let's just state the obvious. The club is in crisis. The bottom line is they are completely winless in the new season. And after that absolutely humiliating exit from the cup, the pressure has reached a serious boiling point. And you can see just how fast everything has come crashing down. It's been a truly brutal week. First, a disappointing draw in the league against Fulham. Then, just a few days later, that stunning cup exit after one of those crazy, epic penalty shootouts. And now, all eyes, every single one of them, are on this upcoming match against Burnley. It already feels like a game that could define their entire season. Which of course brings us to the first person in the firing line, the man in charge, Ruben Amorim. You know how this works. When things go this wrong, the manager is always the first one to feel the heat. And the experts, they're not blaming this on bad luck. Pundits like Danny Murphy are pointing the finger directly at the manager's rigid tactics. The argument is that his system is just completely stifling any creativity and just dragging the whole team down with it. And, well, the numbers don't lie. Amorim's win percentage is, to put it mildly, a disaster. It is the lowest of any permanent manager since the legend himself, Sir Alex Ferguson. That really puts the scale of these struggles into some pretty stark, unavoidable context. And the fans are really starting to echo these concerns. You hear chatter that he seems stubborn, that he speaks in these bizarre riddles in his interviews, and maybe, just maybe, he's lost the support of his players. The belief is definitely growing that the players are simply no longer playing for him. But hang on, is it all the manager's fault? Because there's a really powerful counter-argument that says the blame isn't in the dugout at all, but it's sitting squarely on the shoulders of the multi-million-pound players out there on the pitch. And this quote right here, it captures the heart of that argument. We're talking about elite international stars, World Cup veterans, Champions League winners. I mean, shouldn't they have enough individual quality to beat a 4th division team no matter what the tactics are? And the financial gap between these two clubs, it's just mind-boggling. An £800 million squad against a £3 million squad. That's not even a football match. It's a rounding error. It just makes the defeat look even more inexcusable, if that's even possible. So it's led to this. The fans feel the players have shown a complete lack of effort, a lack of pride, a lack of responsibility. The word disgrace is being thrown around a lot, and that tells you everything you need to know about the depth of the anger right now. So okay, we've got a manager on the brink, and we have players being accused of just giving up. But what about the people actually running the club? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. Because this is where the story gets really, really strange. While the football side of the club is in absolute turmoil, the business side of Manchester United has actually never been healthier. Just look at this. The latest financial report shows revenues are up over 17%. Profits are up a massive 274%. The business is absolutely booming. And then you get to the on-field performance line and it just says, below standards, which might be the understatement of the century. This huge disconnect between commercial success and footballing failure is a massive source of fan frustration. Okay, so all of this brings us to this weekend's match against Burnley. And let's be clear, this is no longer just another game. It really feels like a final judgment, a potential last stand for the manager. So what can we expect?
Well, the stats paint a very, very confusing picture. Old Trafford is supposed to be a fortress, but they've lost 8 of their last 13 league games there. They do have a fantastic record against newly promoted teams, but then again, Burnley historically does pretty well at Old Trafford. It's almost impossible to know which Manchester United is going to show up.
If you look at the raw data, the supercomputers and the bookmakers, they're pretty clear. They give Manchester United a massive 68% chance of winning. On paper, this should be a comfortable home victory.
But then you ask the fans, the people who live and breathe this club. In a poll on a popular fan site, nearly half of them think their own team will lose at home to Burnley. Just 37% are actually backing a United win. That is a stunning lack of faith, and it tells you everything you need to know about the mood around the club.
So it all comes down to this. We are heading into a weekend that could change everything for Manchester United. So will we see a defiant response that finally kickstarts their season? Or are we about to witness the final painful chapter of this crisis unfold? We are all about to find out.